New year, new us. It's two dudes, one cup of coffee. We're just not gonna have cup cam because that was kind of boring. Kinda. I don't know. Maybe you tell us. We are at your guys' service. It is January 1st, 2023, and we're about to get down with
with
the
the sickness.
sickness or something. I don't know. I don't. Who knows what's going on? We know what's going on, kind of loosely,
Nope.
based off of a hope and a prayer. Um, but one of the themes, the reoccurring themes of last season's podcast was Ed's
Hmm.
adventures with Turtle Pair, which they have ended and then they've restarted,
Apparently.
and they have ended and then they've restarted,
Apparently.
and then they have ended and then
Apparently.
they've restarted, and then last night, the finality of season 2022,
I
Turtle
think
Pair
so.
ends it with Ed because Ed is a fucking jackass.
I guess I am. I just wanted to
He
spend a
is
nice
the
evening
biggest
alone.
dude. Oh, wait, alone?
Yeah.
Alone? You were alone last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
what
Yeah,
what was said? I hope whoever you hooked up with made you happy. Have a terrible new year.
yeah.
So I guess she's
Joke's
saying
on
she
her.
hopes that
I always have a
you
terrible year.
you made yourself happy because that's who you hooked up with last night.
I
I'm
didn't even hook up
assuming.
with
I don't know.
myself.
Well, there you go.
I
There
didn't
you
even hook up
go.
with myself.
Turtle Pair. There you go.
You know?
I just have to
Uh,
say the audacity that you have.
right?
Ed
What,
said a
me
lot
or
of
Turtle
great.
Pair?
No, Turtle Pair. I'm talking to Turtle Pair right now
Oh, okay.
because eventually
Okay, got it.
they're probably going to see this.
Probably, yeah.
It's a good chance. So here's the deal. Ed said a lot of great things about you.
It's
A
true.
lot of great things. And what I don't like is the emotional manipulation.
Neither do I. Yeah.
Is
And this
Ed
is one of the
perfect?
things I was
No.
worried
Shut
about.
shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You jabroni. You gotta do two things. Know your role and smell what I'm cooking.
Okay. So on in this episode of Two Dudes One Cup, I'm not allowed to talk. Go ahead, Adam. Carry the show.
You can talk. Let me do my monologue first, which
Okay.
now
Sorry.
oh,
Sorry.
I was on a
I
roll. I don't
ruined
know
it.
where I'm going.
We
Um,
didn't rehearse any of this.
I'm
Huh.
going to take on faith everything that Ed has said to you because he's told me some of the things, not everything, but he's told me some of the things, especially things that come to light with him just needing time to himself. You understand the situations he's in. You know he's just recently divorced. You know that he's got family things going on. Everyone's got family things going on. Ed's kind of like that lone wolf guy, right? Like you just got to give him space. So the way you're going about talking to him, I don't really appreciate. I just don't like. Don't bother me anymore. Honestly, it sounds like you were bothering him a whole lot more than he was probably bothering you. But I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I would encourage you to engage and let us know if I'm wrong, which I'm probably not. So there you go. All right, Ed, it's back to two dudes.
Okay, Two Dudes. Sorry to interrupt you on the monologue there. Uh, uh, yeah. I mean, I just wanted to spend a nice evening alone, and like you said, I'm a bit of a lone wolf, and I didn't have family in town yesterday or for this weekend. That is accurate. But we had a little family, basically a reunion on Thursday of all days, not on Christmas, not on New Year's, on the Thursday between the two. To the point I had to take time off of work to go to this family event. So suffice it to say, I'm still in recovery mode because being around people taxes me,
Yeah.
and being around my family taxes me a lot. Love you guys. So, you know, I told her about full disclosure, full honesty. About 2 weeks ago, I was getting snookered, and I did text her. And what I texted Turtle Pear was, hey, we should get a hotel room for New Year's Eve and we can party. And she was all super stoked by that idea. She responded the next morning. She's like, oh my God, yes, that sounds amazing. I'd love to do that. And I said, hey, sorry about that. That was drunk Edward talking. Sober Edward's not doing that. Sober Edward doesn't want to spend the money on a hotel for New Year's Eve. Sober Edward doesn't want to, I didn't say this part, but didn't want to spend the night with her. Sober Edward just wants to be alone for the most part. And then she said, oh, okay. But then over those next 2 weeks, like 3 or 4 times, she kept bringing it up. And she even brought it up like with her idea. She said, hey, I have a great idea for New Year's. I said, yeah, what's that? She said, we should get a hotel room and we can just party and get messed up and just bang all night. I was like, that's literally the idea I presented you last week. And then decided I didn't want to do it because I'm not drunk anymore. So anyways, yeah, she kept pushing this idea, even to the point that yesterday morning, she said, if money's the issue, my parents will buy the hotel room for us. They just want us to have a good time and to be alone together. That is, for me, that's extra weird and uncomfortable.
Yeah, the fact that she'd even be talking about to who knows to what extent she's talking about that with her parents.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there with thick skulls, but you can only imagine what some girl would want to be doing to some guy in some hotel room.
Yeah, no, she's very open with her mom about it, to the point that, like, she's been on speakerphone and her mom's like, well, what are you doing? Why don't you just go fuck them? Why don't you just go ba 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 ba? And I'm like, what the hell is going on and who are you? But basically, her reaction to every boundary I've set up has been to push against them and get mad about them and throw a little temper tantrum. And I'm like, this is the reassurance I needed that, oh yeah, she's too young to have a mature relationship.
Yeah, and it sounds like somebody's got a lot of unresolved childhood trauma.
Oh, I definitely do. Oh yeah.
Oh no, I'm talking about the girl, Turper.
Oh yeah, her too, probably.
That's that only child syndrome breaking through
Is that
right
what that
there.
is?
I think so.
You just the whole, like, gotta have it her way and throwing tantrums and everything.
Yeah, I mean, like, so I know with like Brittany's oldest, I mean, there's a significant, so 13, there's a 7-year age gap between the oldest and the middle child.
That's
And
pretty good.
so for the longest time it was mom and firstborn. So there's a lot of expectation that they're going to get what they want to get because they always had gotten what they want to get.
Right. Yeah. I mean, to paint a picture here, Turtle Pear has 3 bedrooms at her parents' house.
Does she live with her parents?
She does. Three of the rooms in her parents' house are Turtle Pear's. There's her bedroom, there is her art studio,
Ooh.
and there is her bird room. She likes pet birds. I mean, to each their own. I shouldn't judge. I am judging, but I shouldn't. Seems like an awfully lot of bedrooms for one person. But I also grew up with siblings. I mean, I didn't have my own bedroom until I was in 4th grade. I didn't have my own bed until 3rd grade. Every night it was every night it was bed roulette on who I get to sleep with.
That's
whether it was mom and dad or the siblings. And I'm sure as a little kid, when I was 5, if I presented like it was my choice, I'm sure that's how it came across to me. I'm also certain, being older now, that if I had to do that with a child, I would make sure that that kid rotated across every bed. So everybody mostly had a bed to themselves. But you got to make the kid think it's their choice. That way you see, hear what I'm saying? Like, no one gets too inconvenienced, but the kid still thinks he's choosing where he sleeps. That's how poor my folks were.
Yeah.
We didn't have space for my own bed, and we didn't have money for another bed. So I just, and that's fine. But it's a definite difference when you have 3 of your own bedrooms.
Which just also lends to the whole understanding of like sometimes you just want time to yourself, because growing up you sounds like you didn't have a whole lot of time to yourself.
Not at all. Yeah.
And
at least in the youngest years.
Yeah.
I'd say by 5th or 6th grade, I was basically an only child because my siblings are so much older.
Mm-hmm.
So they were out of the house by the time I was 12.
Got it.
So in a sense, I probably have a bit of both in me, but those earliest formation years are definitely just, no, give me space. I don't need to be around you.
Yeah.
And actually, on top of that, here's a family story for you. One of the things that I was taught wasn't just that I need my own space, but I think because I'm looking back on it now, obviously my parents and my siblings also needed space, because who doesn't, right? But one of the things that I got really good at, that they helped me get good at as a child, was basically understanding space, to the point that, like, when my dad would watch me, he would take me to work with him. He's a professor. 5-year-olds don't want to sit in a college biology class. I'm going to get bored of my mind and go crazy. So one of the things he would do is he would draw a square on the bottom corner of the chalkboard. And he'd give me a pack of chalk, and he'd say, you can draw on the chalkboard in that square. Like, it was very understood that is, he won't cross the boundary into my chalkboard if I don't cross the boundary into his chalkboard. But that sort of thing happened a lot growing up. So I'm like, space, boundaries, rules of interaction with people, I'm very good at those kinds of things. I keep finding women who don't respect my space and boundaries and rules of interaction.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know. Now, she was definitely drunk last night, so I don't know if I should bother reaching out to her and being like, hey, do you want to talk about this sober instead of making wild accusations, or just say,
that's the best way. That's really honestly the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to repair that this unfortunately gets aired out on the public stage.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure all 15 of our viewers are going to be spreading this far and wide.
Oh yeah, if we're lucky, we'll get up to 15 on this episode.
I don't know, man. Over the past few weeks, we keep getting followers on Facebook.
Oh,
so,
do Ooh,
they're
nice.
probably bots though.
Oh, certainly. So that's okay. I'll take the bot account. I mean, Twitter is 50% bots, and that's doing great. So, or it was until Elon purged the bot.
And they're still doing good.
Yeah, from what I understand. I don't know. I'm not really following all that controversy too much, but I know it's happening. Yeah, so it was a fun. What'd you do for New Year's?
Had dinner. Sat.
At home? Where'd you guys go out?
Yeah, at home.
Nice.
Had dinner.
Nice.
Just honestly, like, we had spaghetti.
Ooh, I like spaghetti.
It was really good.
I haven't had spaghetti in a long time. Sounds tasty.
And then pro tip, mix Alfredo sauce with the red sauce.
So you get a pink sauce?
Kinda. Depends on your percentages of sauce are.
That's fair. I was thinking 50-50.
Then we kind of just sat in silence for like 2 hours on our phones.
That sounds amazing.
Before going to bed.
Yeah, it also sounds super boring and lame, but also kind of perfect if that's what you wanted. So I mean, I pretty much spent almost all day in my bedroom reading. I'd read a chapter,
Of
and then I
Penthouse
would
Letters.
obviously it was in my
Obviously.
room. No, I'm actually reading some financial books.
Okay.
So I'd read a chapter, and then I'd say, okay, well, I've read a chapter of this financial stuff that is not hard to understand, but it's not fun to read. So I'd read a chapter, then I'd go play Tetris 99 for 5 minutes. Go read a chapter, Tetris 99, read a chapter, Tetris. I'd do that for pretty much all day, and then I was like, well, I am hungry, so I went out to a Mexican joint that I don't particularly care for, uh, and ate dinner by myself at the bar, watching the Buckeyes and Georgia play.
Hey, who won?
I didn't finish the game.
So she said.
Yeah, yeah. I got there too early. I usually try to get there after halftime so I can watch the end, but I got there too early, and sitting through halftime was too much for me, so I didn't catch the end. But all the way, even into the third, it was a good game, tight game. So
Georgia won.
I know the
That's unfortunate.
Buckeyes had some big plays too. Who won?
Georgia.
Georgia? Really? Lame. What are you gonna do?
42 to 41.
Wow.
They scored
Tight game. Nice.
They scored 18 points in the fourth quarter. So it sounds like Ohio was kicking ass.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was rooting for Ohio in that game. I didn't obviously I didn't watch it because I'm now looking up the score, but
yeah.
I'm just glad Alabama is not in it.
Yeah. The other interesting thing, going back to the turtle pair, if I can for a moment, I just remembered this.
Why not?
In the past, when she and I have had similar sorts of disagreements about how I'm spending my time and why I'm not with her on this day or that day or whatever, inevitably she brings up her mother and she says, well, my mom says you're seeing other women. Well, my mom says if you're not with me, I must be this or that. Well, like, I'm like, Turtle Power, don't listen to your mom. Okay? Like, I'm not. I'm just chilling at home. I like being alone. I like my space. I like hanging out with you. I'll hang out with you when I feel like hanging out with you. And when I don't, I'm not going to. That's the rule I have for every single one of my friends. Like, and consistently she brings up her mom. I'm like, okay, her mom is causing drama. That's the real issue here. Like, I think Turtle Pair probably didn't want to be ignored last night, obviously. But I think the real issue with her mom was probably just stirring up drama and going, well, if he's not here, he must be this and that. He's not responding to you. Well, I'm not responding to you because you're making accusations and you're accusing me of things.
And it definitely sounds like mom is a big influence in their life.
I mean, which is fair. I mean, why wouldn't she be? It's understandable, but.
And it sounds like she tells mom everything.
Oh, she
I don't know. That's
does.
just, I don't know. From the male perspective, I don't understand that. But no, I do see like Brittany's oldest doing that all the time, like just being
really?
like
okay.
Unfiltered, telling everything. It's like,
I think
why is
how
this
most
happening?
Women are.
Why is this happening?
I could be wrong, but I think that's how most women are.
That's weird. So I just noticed up at the top here it said Zoom meeting 40 minutes, and I'm like, oh, that's right. I'm not on paid Zoom right now. Cool. So this will probably cut out at some point. I don't know when.
That's cool.
But whatever. We could always just start
be
part 2.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing too is she tells her mom everything, and then to be fair, in Turtle Pair's defense,
to be fair,
I did push back on the whole she and I have a relationship thing quite a while ago. And I was like, look, I'm not your boyfriend. You're not my girlfriend. We're not exclusive. I will see other women when I want to. I did tell her that like 2 months ago. Now, I haven't seen any other women. I haven't gone out on a single date with anybody other than her.
And I would know because Ed tells me everything because I am his best friend.
Exactly. At least you're not my mother. Well, because earlier you said that Turtle Pair told her mother everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then you wouldn't tell me anything.
So I was kind of expecting you to say that, like, 'cause I am his mother, but you didn't, which is better. It was almost a good joke, but I didn't pull it off. Um, so in her defense, she has reason to be concerned since I've made verbal precedent that I'm the type of guy that wants to go out with other girls, but all because I just got out of a marriage and I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm like, hey, I just want to hang out and have a good time. And she said, okay, I'll be here. And I said, cool, great. But I'm convinced the last night, and I didn't spend time with her for Thanksgiving. I didn't spend time with her for Christmas. And so I guarantee her mom is just he's not spending time with you on the holidays and he's not communicating and he doesn't want to spend time with the family, even though we're so nice and blah 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 blah. I went out with her to her grandpa's birthday. This is 2 weeks ago. I mean, I didn't spend any holidays with her because the holidays are kind of a sensitive time of year. I spent the last 13 holidays with one person in particular, and now she's not in my life anymore. So hey, maybe I don't want to make new memories just yet.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
And then her mom even told her one time. She told me that she was complaining to her mom or explaining to her mom. I don't know if she was complaining. She was telling her mom about how I felt and the divorce and needing space and wanting to go slow and all the not having holiday memories. And her mom goes, well, just tell him to get over it. I was divorced before. It's not a big deal.
She wants grandkids.
Hard, dude.
She's selfish.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't need any of these people in my life.
There are some unfortunate truths that can sometimes be hard to stomach and understand when it's happening in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's frustrating, like with Brittany's parents, because they're older, they're sick. I get it. But there are times where there's an opportunity for them to, maybe watch the grandkids overnight. That sounds like fun, right?
Nice. Yeah.
I mean, you're not having to do a whole bunch. They're pretty self-sufficient. Just gotta make sure they're fed and watered. And it's like when we got married, like we came home that night with the kids. And then the next morning we took them over to her parents' house, and her parents are like, you can't check into the hotel until 4, so you don't really need to drop the kids off until 3. It's like, really? Like, you're not willing to let us have like a day to ourselves? And then so that was a Wednesday, we dropped the kids off, and then Friday we picked them up. And it was like, you don't have to come at 3 p.m. You can come get your kids at 9. Really? You're not?
Wow.
Yeah. And so there's this ongoing, like even like we asked him, because JC had invited us out with his wife to go to the casino, go hang out. That'd be fun, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to spend money. We could if we wanted to. And so Brittany asked her parents, and so her parents obviously asked why. And Brittany said, oh, well, one of Adam's friends asked if we'd go hang out with him at the casino. And she's like, we don't think you guys have money for that, so we're not going to be able to watch the kids. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And then they'll complain because, like, I was picking the kids up. I pick up the kids mostly for after school. And they would complain because they weren't able to see their grandkids anymore. Because I was picking them up and we were going straight home.
Yeah.
And it's like, there was a few days where I had to pick up one from their house because Brittany would have to go into the office. And so I would just basically call the eldest and say, hey, come on out, we're here. And her parents would get mad at that because, well, he doesn't want to come in. If he wants to, he could come in and hang out. I'm like, I want alone time. I just want alone time. I don't want to come in and then go back out to the car. I'd rather just sit out in the car until I needed to
Yeah.
come in. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
You know, and so recently
Yeah.
we're doing a little I don't know if I don't think Brittany watches this.
Mm.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb. Well, she's not gonna see this until afterwards, anyways. This is perfect. So we're doing a surprise party for her 40th birthday.
Nice.
It's going to be at my parents' house. We're doing pizza and we're doing ice cream. And I'm going to take a bunch of board games over and we're just going to have a fun afternoon of playing board games, eating pizza,
Yeah.
having ice cream. So it's going to be her sister, her three,
Uh-huh.
her two nephews, her niece, her kids. Her kids don't know about it, my parents.
Uh-huh.
And so, and hopefully my sister's able to go or chooses to. It's a real tough situation with my sister for the past few years. But I had sent an email out, an email invite to everyone. So I emailed her dad. I emailed everyone else. And I hadn't heard, I'd only heard back from one person within a week. And that was her friend, one of her best friends that is not going to be able to go. And I knew that. I knew that when I sent the email, she wasn't going to be able to go. But I still wanted to include her in on that email. Sure, and so I had to call everybody. Oh, the meeting's going to end in 10 minutes. Okay, contact your IT to upgrade to Zoom Pro for unlimited group meeting times. Okay, all right. Well, I might be able to do that real quick using a debit card. And I mean, so
okay,
yeah, right. We'll finish this and then we'll get it going. This will be great. We could have a fun-filled morning. Hadn't heard back from anyone, so then I ended up texting both her mom and her dad. Hey, I sent an email out. Haven't heard back. Just following up.
Yeah.
Another week goes by. They haven't responded.
Wow.
So then I talked to Brittany's sister. I was like, hey, can you talk to your parents? Have you talked to your parents about this party going on? Because I have not heard back from them. And so she did. And this is so dumb. Here, let me find it because this is great. This is gold. Like, and I know their situation. They've been really sick with colds, whatever. She's like, I know sometimes they don't respond to me either. They're very forgetful with their age, especially my dad. Not trying to make excuses, but I'll do my best to get a response. And then I was like, hey, I understand. Thank you. And then she said, my mom said to call her because she said she didn't know anything about it. And I'm like, I sent you a text message. And I was like, I see. I was like, I really don't have an opportunity to call with everyone around all the time. I'm just not going to call her mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so her suggestion was maybe go into a car and make the call. Just say you have to make a call and you need quiet or something. I was like, I don't understand why this call needs to be made. I sent out invites. I asked you to inquire more.
Yeah.
Yes. They said they'll be there. What time should they be there? And I'm like, problem solved. Because that's how you do it.
There we go. Nice.
I asked you. I asked you if you could help me out with this.
Yeah.
I don't see why I need to further the communication when I've already. And so they now know about it. Whatever.
Right.
I don't need to talk to you.
Well, that's what family is.
You really don't make an effort for me. I'm not going to really make an effort for you. And even then, like, when we would like some assistance and help so we could have some alone time. Me and your daughter, I'm still waiting on my dowry and 3 goats and a horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have not been paid yet.
That's some bullcrap right there. You need to pick this up with the Lord of the Land, I think.
Or the Lord Adonai Yahweh.
Or him. Either one. Don't matter.
I mean, what does the good what does our Levitical law say about an in-law that is refusing to pay?
I don't know. What you're the theologian here. What does it say?
I honestly don't know if that even says anything about that. I do know Brittany can sell her kids into slavery if she wanted to. Like, she has that right.
I mean, that might get y'all. I'm assuming you guys have debt. I don't know. Most Americans do. It's like that is an option. So
Not the youngest though.
I'm not saying it's a good option. I'm just saying it is an option.
The youngest is my favorite.
That's fair.
I can have favorites
That's
because you're not mine.
Yeah, it's easy for you. She might get upset about that.
I don't think she
Yeah,
will.
I've heard the mothers get attached to their children. So.
Yeah, but she also doesn't want to be attached to her children. So
Oh, fun. Oh my goodness.
just see if
I
I can
like my little
upgrade this.
American.
Yeah.
I like my little American flag on my.
Oh, say, can you see? Wait, was it? I can't do that.
Hand on the heart, unless you're in uniform. And you should take your cap off. I should take my
It was
cap off.
kind of a uniform.
I suppose. Oh boy, it's the nerdiform. You know. But overall, I mean, I think it's been a pretty good year. You know, lots of big changes. And
Already,
so
we're not even 9 hours into day one of the new
yeah,
year.
yeah, and it's already been a good year with lots of big changes.
It's a great year. It's a great year.
You know, normally on Sunday mornings, I don't set my alarm. I wake up late. I have some coffee. I do a Zoom meeting with you. But see, this time I didn't set my alarm. I woke up late. I had some coffee. We're having a Zoom meet. Wait a minute. There's no difference there, huh?
You woke up late?
Well, it wasn't early.
That's fair.
I didn't set my alarm anyways. I had no idea what time it was when I got up. I was like, oh, it's 8 o'clock. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, hope the surprise party goes well.
Yeah, me too. And I'm glad that we were able to workshop your problem with Turtle Bear.
Yeah, right.
I think we came up to the obviously best solution, which was to address the drunkenness and go from there and not be so harsh and overbearing. So I hope it went well. Hope you enjoy my words of encouragement.
I do. I really do. It's
I was talking to Turtle Bear there, dude. Come on, man. You gotta read the room. Yeah.
Well, I'm still so drunk from last night's hookers and blows that.
How many hookers were there again? That one photo had like 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, that was just to get the party started. Yeah. And the BTS stuff, there was like 7 of them. Oh yeah. Yeah, very exciting. So
next time, go for 12 to represent the 12 tribes of Israel.
Obviously,
obviously,
I fell short this year. I got a late start on the plan.
We all fall short.
That's true. Oh boy. I mean, the only thing that really bums me out is if she sticks to this whole I don't want to deal with you thing anymore. She's my ride to work when I can't use my car. So luckily, I mean, I really don't mind Ubering, so like whatever. The last time I Ubered to work, she threw a hissy fit about that, about how I was wasting my money because it's so expensive, and I could have just called her. And I just looked at her. I said, "Stop! It's my money. I'll spend it how I want, when I want, where I want."
Yeah.
This behavior is why I got an Uber. You don't have any say over what I do. Stop thinking you do.
Yeah. Definitely a tough situation to be in.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Because it seems like they're cool enough to hang out with for the most part, some companionship, but then make you feel real guilty for spending time with you.
Yeah, I'm trying really hard to not say that that's just how women are. I'm sure they're not all that way, but boy, oh boy, my experience is point otherwise.
Yeah.
So, well.
Anyways, it's been great catching up with you.
Yeah. Happy New Year
for another 2 Dudes 1 Cup of Coffee podcast.
Is this considered season 2?
Yeah, this is season 2, buddy.
So season 2, episode 1.
Yep.
Return of the Attack of the Revenge.
Return of the Attack. Return of the Revenge.
Yeah.
So are you
Start
suggesting
work.
then that we post this and save it under 2 different podcast names, and whichever one that pops up on people's feeds is the one that was
Yeah.
meant for them?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's
We
not.
have
I mean, that's what I'm suggesting now. Maybe we'll get more viewers because they'll think it's 2 episodes.
Yeah. So all right, man. Well, have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, dude. Later.
All right, man. Bye.